Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continue to quietly build a life that reflects stability, intention, and long-term vision. And the latest news from Montecito only reinforces how thoughtfully they have chosen their home and community. Reports that a lavish neighbouring estate has been taken off the market and sold for an eye-watering £20 million are drawing attention once again to just how exclusive and desirable the Sussexes' surroundings truly are. Montecito is not just a celebrity enclave for the sake of status. It is a place known for privacy, natural beauty, and a strong sense of community, qualities that clearly mattered to Harry and Meghan when they made the life-changing decision to step away from royal duties in 2020. For a couple determined to raise their children away from relentless intrusion while still remaining active in public and philanthropic life, Montecito represents balance. The newly sold estate at 1850 Jalinda Drive sits close to the Sussexes' own home and is a reminder of the calibre of people and properties drawn to this area. The house itself is the kind of property that blends luxury with comfort rather than spectacle for spectacle's sake. With 5 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and nearly 9,000 square feet of living space spread across 2 acres, it has been designed for both family living and hosting on a grand scale. That detail alone mirrors the lifestyle Harry and Meghan themselves have embraced, one that prioritises family while still welcoming collaboration, creativity, and connection. What stands out most about the description of the Jalinda Drive estate is not excess, but intention. Multiple outdoor fireplaces and fire pits, a heated pool and spa, tennis and pickleball courts, and carefully designed outdoor living areas speak to a lifestyle that values time spent outside, wellness, and togetherness. These are not flashy features meant to impress headlines, but thoughtful additions meant to enhance daily life. That same philosophy can be seen in how Harry and Meghan have shaped their own home and routines. The real estate listing emphasised how nearly every vantage point of the home offers sweeping views of the Pacific Ocean and the Santa Ynez Mountains. Light, space and nature are woven into the design, creating a sanctuary where the indoors and outdoors flow seamlessly together. This sense of harmony feels especially fitting given what Harry has spoken about repeatedly regarding mental health, healing, and the importance of environment. After years of living under intense scrutiny in rigid institutional settings, choosing a place that prioritizes calm and openness feels not indulgent, but restorative. The architecture itself was described as having quiet confidence with clean lines, contemporary roofing, fresh siding, and expansive windows that frame the landscape like living art. Quiet confidence is a phrase that could easily be applied to Harry and Meghan's post-royal life. They have not chased approval from hostile commentators or tried to mimic the institution they left behind. Instead, they have built something new, with clarity and purpose, confident without being performative. The gated community of Ennisbrook, where the Jalinda Drive estate is located, is another important detail. It is exclusive yet serene, close to top schools, hiking trails, and local spots for dining and shopping. For a family with young children, proximity to excellent schools and safe outdoor spaces matters far more than proximity to palace corridors. Archie and Lilibet are growing up in an environment that allows them to be children first, not symbols or accessories to tradition. This context makes it easier to understand why Harry and Meghan chose Montecito in the first place. Their own home, purchased after their decision to step back from royal duties, reflects a similar blend of luxury, privacy, and practicality. While reports often fixate on price tags, noting that the property reportedly cost around £11 million, what is more telling is how the home is used and spoken about. The Sussexes' Mediterranean-style property includes features like a games room, gym, library, wine cellar and cinema, spaces designed for living, learning and relaxing rather than staging. With 9 bedrooms and 16 bathrooms, the home offers ample space not only for their immediate family, but for visiting friends, relatives and collaborators. That matters for a couple whose work spans philanthropy, media and global advocacy. Despite relentless public curiosity, Harry and Meghan have been remarkably restrained in sharing details of their private life. They have offered only limited glimpses of their home, primarily through their Netflix docuseries and occasional video call interviews. These moments were not tours or boasts, but contextual backdrops that showed warmth, light, and a lived-in feel. Framed photos, books, and comfortable spaces revealed a home that is personal rather than staged. This restraint stands in stark contrast to the narrative often pushed by critics who frame the Sussexes as obsessed with wealth or status. The reality, as evidenced by their choices, is far more grounded. Montecito is expensive because it offers security, privacy and quality of life, not because it offers proximity to tabloids. For Harry, who grew up with his every movement documented, and Meghan, who experienced intense racialized scrutiny, that distinction is crucial. The fact that Montecito is also home to figures like Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Gwyneth Paltrow and Ariana Grande is often mentioned. But again, this is less about celebrity clustering and more about shared values. Montecito attracts people who value discretion, philanthropy, wellness, and creative independence. Oprah's presence alone speaks volumes about the area's ethos. Her friendship with Harry and Meghan is rooted not in glamour, but in mutual respect and shared conversations about truth, healing, and purpose. The arrival of a new neighbour in such a high-profile estate is unlikely to disrupt the Sussexes' life in any meaningful way. If anything, it reinforces that they are settled in a community that continues to thrive and attract like-minded residents. Montecito is not a transient stop for them. It is home. It is where Archie has gone to school, where Lilibet is growing up, where family routines are established away from the noise of palace intrigue. There is also something quietly symbolic about this story emerging now. As Harry continues his legal battles in the UK over security and as Meghan expands her professional ventures, including lifestyle and media projects, the Montecito home base remains constant. It is the anchor point from which they engage with the world on their own terms. Critics often frame Harry and Meghan's departure from royal life as a fall from privilege. Yet stories like this reveal the opposite. What they left behind was not comfort, but constraint. What they gained was autonomy. The ability to choose where they live, how they raise their children, and which projects they pursue without institutional approval is a form of freedom that cannot be measured in square footage alone. The Sussexes' home is not a palace, but it does not need to be. It is a place of safety, creativity, and growth. The fact that they rarely showcase it publicly underscores that they do not view it as a branding tool. It is simply their family space. In an era where influencers broadcast every corner of their lives, this privacy is a deliberate and healthy choice. When the Netflix docuseries offered brief glimpses into their Montecito life, what resonated was not opulence, but warmth. Sunlit rooms, casual conversations, laughter and reflection. These were moments of humanity, not spectacle. They aligned closely with what Harry has said about wanting to break cycles of pain and provide his children with a different experience from his own childhood. The sale of the neighbouring Jalinda Drive estate also highlights the broader stability of the area. Montecito remains a highly desirable location, suggesting that Harry and Meghan's investment was not impulsive but strategic. They chose a place with enduring appeal, not a temporary refuge. That speaks to long-term thinking, something that contradicts the idea that they were reckless or naive in their post-royal decisions. It is also worth noting that Montecito's appeal lies partly in its balance between seclusion and access. While it offers privacy, it is not isolated from cultural and professional hubs. This allows Harry and Meghan to remain engaged in global conversations, whether through charitable initiatives, media projects, or advocacy work, without sacrificing their family's well-being. For all the commentary that surrounds them, the Sussexes' daily reality appears far more ordinary than critics would like to admit. School runs, work calls, family dinners, and quiet evenings at home. The luxury is not just in amenities, but in the absence of constant intrusion. That is something Harry, in particular, fought hard to secure. As new neighbours arrive and Montecito continues to evolve, Harry and Meghan's place within that community seems firmly established. They are not outsiders or temporary residents, but contributors to the local fabric. Their presence has brought attention to the area, yes, but it has also brought investment, philanthropy, and cultural interest. Ultimately, this story is less about real estate and more about what it represents. It represents choice. It represents healing. It represents a couple who refused to accept a life that compromised their mental health and instead built one that aligns with their values. The Montecito homes, both theirs and those around them, are physical manifestations of that decision. For supporters of the Sussexes, this news feels affirming rather than surprising. Harry and Meghan have consistently shown that when given the freedom to choose, they choose thoughtfully. They choose environments that support family, creativity, and well-being. They choose community over hierarchy and purpose over performance. As their children grow, these choices will shape their sense of self and security. Archie and Lilibet will know a home, defined not by duty imposed from birth, but by love, intention, and openness. That may be the Sussexes' greatest achievement, far beyond titles or headlines. So, while some may focus on price tags and celebrity neighbours, the real story is quieter and far more meaningful. Harry and Meghan have built a life that works for them. Montecito is not an escape, it is a foundation, and the arrival of new neighbours in equally intentional homes only reinforces that they are exactly where they are meant to be.